everyone, Ethan Ader here with Horizon Hobby, and in this video we're going to be discussing the features on a helicopter that you are probably familiar with. However, for the 2022 season, Blade decided to update and re-release this helicopter. This is the Blade 150 S Smart. Like always, the first thing to do is to get the helicopter unboxed. On top you will see the manual, like always. Definitely give that a read through if you want any information on how to set up the 150 S Smart to your radio. Moving the top piece, you will see that in the box there's not a whole lot. You have the 150 S Smart itself. You also have an additional accessories bag which contains a couple extra linkages as well as flybarless tape and a bind plug. Now that this little heli's out of the box, let's go ahead and talk about those updated features that Blade has made to it. So the one thing that I should point out first about the 150 S Smart is that the airframe is no different than its previous version. This is great because the 150S airframe has proven to be very strong and very easy to work on. Additionally, this is great for those who own the original 150S because not only are parts interchangeable, but it also makes it very easy to upgrade to the 150S Smart. Electronics-wise, the 150S Smart shares a couple similarities between itself and its older version, that being the brushless main motor, the brushless tail motor, and the H2070 cyclic servos. But what really sets this micro helicopter apart from its older version is found in the flybarless unit and also the ESC, so let's go ahead and talk about that. First off, let's talk about the flybarless unit. Unlike its older version, this helicopter features the AR6250M HXB flight controller. This flight controller incorporates the same features that are found on the Spectrum FC6250HX flybarless unit that you will find on some of Blade's bigger bind and fly models such as the Blade 330S or Fusion 360. So what Spectrum essentially did is they took that flight controller, scaled it down to a smaller size, and added a built-in telemetry receiver in order for it to be more compatible with these smaller bind and fly helicopters. One of these similarities is in fact forward programming, which allows fine adjustments to be made very easy on any newer Spectrum transmitters. One thing that is definitely worth noting about this flight controller being on the Blade 150S Smart is that all the Blade 150S Smart helicopters come with a preloaded firmware that is specifically tuned and programmed exactly for the Blade 150S, which means you get great performance right out of the box. And lastly, the Blade 150S Smart features an updated dual brushless ESC, which features an IC2 connector at the end and also incorporates the Spectrum Smart technology, that being one-wire telemetry. And this telemetry can be given in real time to your Spectrum transmitters. What's great about the IC2 connector on this ESC is that it fully supports the new Spectrum G2 450 mAh batteries. And for those of you who may have any 3-cell 450 mAh batteries with the JST connector, Spectrum offers an adapter to the IC2 connector, which allows you to keep on using those batteries in this helicopter. So yeah, that's really all there is to talk about on the new Blade 150S Smart. Really, the last thing to do is see how this helicopter performs, so I will see you guys at the field. Okay, so first we'll go ahead and take off in stability mode. See how good this helicopter levels out. We'll also test the panic recovery. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of wind out here, but the helicopter's holding pretty good. Drifting a little bit from the wind. But as you can see, stability mode, essentially, you can go forward or to the side like that, let go of the stick, and it's going to level off. You can see, so this is full forward. It's not going to go any further than that. Maintains attitude so you don't tip over. As you can see, it returns to hover quite nicely. Just like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out stunt 1. So it's a little bit higher head speed, just kind of in the middle. It's good if you're an intermediate pilot. Lower head speed definitely means it's going to be more forgiving on a crash. As you can see, still with this lower head speed, you can still do some cool stuff. Alright, let's try the higher head speed. As you can see, you got plenty of power with this, especially for a smaller helicopter. This thing's got plenty of power. Definitely something that can grow with you. So let's go ahead and check out the panic recovery. So you can assign it to a button, but you can also just flip back into stability mode. As you can see, it just flips on over just like that. You can return back to a hover. It's got the lower head speed set up. You know, you can auto level if you need to. Be aggressive on the stick, and it's really not gonna do a whole lot, which is nice. Especially if you're learning orientation and you give the wrong input, but that's essentially it. We'll go ahead and test out the recovery one more time. We'll try the button now. There you go, just like that. One more time. Oh yeah, flips on over nice and easy. Which is great if you're a beginner pilot. Definitely nice to know that you have the panic recovery. It's always there if you need it. So yeah. And panic recovery. That's awesome. Even with the tail moving like that, you can, it'll flip right back on over and level out, which is great. Yeah, so that's essentially it, and you can see too on the ESC status, you can see the RPMs. We can also go to our minimum maximum screen. You can see like our max voltage, essentially a full charge 3-cell, and our minimum, which is really what it's at right now. You can see the temperature of it. Since it's a cold day out, it's not getting too hot as far as the ESC goes, but yeah, that's essentially the 150S Smart. And at almost a 4-minute flight with the 150S Smart, you can see that it brought the 3-cell 450 milliamp battery down to 33%, which is very efficient for a micro helicopter running 2 motors. So as all of you can see, the Blade 150S Smart definitely does not lack in terms of power for beginners and even experts, and the flight controller on it allows for it to satisfy a vast majority of flying styles. This is great because beginners can learn with this helicopter and not grow bored of it over time. So yeah, everyone, I think we've reached the end of this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And of course, I will leave the link to this helicopter on horizonhobby.com down below. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one.